Radio on Fire is a digital network covering breaking news, sports, and entertainment. Check out our daily programs, articles, and all types of exclusive urban content right now at radioonfire.com.
Going on, this is AC. This is the Mancave, y'all, where everything is possible when it comes down to empowerment. It's like the empowerment zone. You're going to learn a lot, but we keeps it real 100%. I have with me two special guests. We have Juno.
What up?
What's going on, the family? And who he is, he's a guy that, won the American Idol, y'all.
Well, I don't win.
He was on American Idol, so it takes a lot now. And on the right of me, y'all, we have MJ, Margot Johnson, but she's known as MJ. Tell MJ, what do you do?
I do entertainment and events.
Mm-hmm.
We have an event coming up April 25th.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a benefit showcase and fashion show for a family that lost their home in a fire, and then right after that they had a horrible car accident.
Okay.
And no one was hurt.
Okay.
So right now, they don't have a place to call home,
Mm-hmm.
but we're going to do this benefit concert on April the 25th.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll get some news media out and some other people to come out, some local celebrities, and support this family.
Great.
Doing.
And the reason why we got MJ and we got these two people here today, y'all, as a special guest, because we all deal with our youth. The topic today is about our youth, y'all. And they're going to enlighten on you on some positive things, because we always shine negativity when it comes to our youth. And you see it all the time. You see the bullying. You see a lot of violence that's in our streets. So what we're going to do is we're going to start touching on some things that's more on a positive perspective. Juno, the reason why I'm glad that you came through, because you also have a testimony that, what you had to do in order to even get on the show. You're a positive young man. That's the reason why I also have you here, because a lot of us young men, we give up. And you didn't give up on your dream, and you still continue on your dream. So we're going to focus on that a little bit later. And definitely, MJ, she does a lot of things for the youth, y'all. She's going to get more into it on a positive level. But before we get deep into the youth, Juno. Yeah. Give them the testimony, man, of what took place, man, and how you overcame that, and give them an understanding of what happened with the American Idol.
Well, yeah, man. I've been through a lot, just to get to this point. I ain't there yet, but definitely on my way. And I've been doing this music thing since I was about 18.
Okay.
Actually had a deal with a label called Diverse City, which was like a subsidiary of Sony. To put it in perspective, kind of like how Young Money is under Cash Money.
Okay.
And it was like a $3 million deal.
Okay.
Come to find out, the label head, he actually got indicted on some federal stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty much record deal went kaput.
Okay. Wow.
As a result of that, and just for years, man, I just never gave up. I tried off for Idol like 3 times. Finally, on the third try. It's a funny story, man. I hope they don't come back and try to get a brother as a result of it. But
right.
I actually got rejected in the line. You
right.
know what I'm saying? So I actually had my best friend with me, and he can't sing, but for whatever reason, he decided he wanted to audition that day.
Okay.
So once he saw that I didn't get through, he was like, "Yo, come here, put on my hat." You know what I'm saying? We switched shirts.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I get back in line.
Wow.
And the security guys looking at me like, "Don't I know you?" Like,
wow.
No, you don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
And right before I'm about to go up there, man, I get a call from my mom. She told me my little cousin had got killed.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I'm all distraught and whatnot. So I go up there, and literally I got like tears in my eyes. I'm like stunned, and I still had to sing.
Wow, and it still didn't stop you, huh?
Still didn't stop me. I'm singing and fighting through it, and the lady asked me what happened. I told her, and then she asked me to sing another song, and I did it. She put me through. All glory be to God for that. And then a lot of people don't know, it's like a bunch of rounds you have to go through before you actually get to the celebrity judges.
Okay.
So I get to the executive producer round, and I completely ruined the audition. I don't.
Wow.
My voice just left me. I don't know what happened.
Right.
It's never happened to me before or since. But my voice just went away.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you know, so they were like, we remember you from last year because the year before I had made it to Hollywood. They were like, just something about you this year, you just don't have it, so, we gonna pass. So I started to walk out the room. Then something was like, yo, this can't be it.
Okay.
My at the time my fiance was outside and my son outside, and they expecting the golden ticket.
Okay.
So I turn around, security guard, he get up, about to do damage.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all know what that word damage means.
Yeah, it's big. I ain't no small guy. I'm 6'2", 230.
Right.
This dude's like 6'8".
Lord.
He's great to get some work in. So, I was just like, look, man, I just want to talk to him, talk to the executive producer. So the executive producer, he motioned for me to come over. And I was just like, look, man, I can't leave out of here without that ticket. I can do this.
Wow.
And they convened, and then they were like, we like you, just the fact that you just have the balls, excuse my language, to come back in here and say what you said. We're gonna put you through, but I guarantee you won't make it past this.
Wow.
Past the celebrity judges, almost as if like he knew something I didn't know.
Okay.
And I went in front of him and I killed it.
That's what I'm talking
That's what
about.
And they,
He continued to move forward.
Right.
the
Absolutely.
rest is history.
And I'm glad that you share that with us, because once again, y'all, we gotta stay focused and get an understanding. With our youth, we got to have support. We gotta support our youth. Okay, we gotta stop pointing the finger on just being negative towards our youth. So 'cause we got to get the big picture. The big picture with our youth is start at the beginning. They had a dream once, and they lose that vision between the time of all the I'm gonna break it down to you: child abuse, neglect issues that goes on in the home,
Yes.
bullying that goes on in our schools. So you have a lot of distractions that cause the youth to become who they are.
Yeah.
So we got to be mindful that all the negativity that they take in their maturity level, they can't take that. So what happened is that when other people become victimized to whatever they went through. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful of that. That's what happens. That's the breakdown with our youth. So we can't just point the finger with our youth. We got to look at the beginning. Okay? So like with you, MJ, I'm getting back with you. I'm glad I went past your place before, and I've seen that you work well with the youth. And you give them a lot of positive feedback. You help them out in a lot of ways on the entertainment level. Can you give them the viewers an understanding of what you do as far as with the juveniles, with the youth? And what's your input on the positivity of the youth?
Well, it started with my 3 children.
Okay.
I noticed that they had certain gifts, certain talents. And if you just sit still long enough and pay attention to the youth, they'll actually show you what it is that they're destined to do.
Okay.
We're all here very powerful beings, and we should all be living the best and highest in life.
Okay.
Amen.
I like that.
We do have life circumstances. Life happens every day. I sat down and talked with my children and asked them what would they like to do. And then I was also one that did fashion shows when I was younger.
Okay.
And that led to, making clothes, not going to school for it, really basically teaching myself or watching my grandmother, and just had a love for it. I just knew I could do it.
Okay.
Even if no one believed in me, something
Okay.
deep down inside of me was telling me I could do it.
Okay.
So everything that I have in me, I want to instill it in every young person that comes in my path.
I like that.
Whether it be just to encourage them for that moment, or they become like, right now I have 2 adopted daughters,
Okay.
Alexis and Monet. God bless them. So it's awesome helping them
Yeah.
to cultivate what they love. But
Okay.
you got to lead by example is what I wanted to say when you talk about the youth.
Okay.
It's so like we can't keep pointing the finger at them.
Right, and I like
So-
what you just said. And that's 100% accurate. We got to continue staying in role model mode as adults. because right now we are in a state of an emergency
Yes,
dealing
we
with
are.
our youth. Okay, and what we need to do, we have to be in a role model mode at all times, and we have to contribute as far as knowledge to get them understanding what they learned is not the way, it's not the answer. And the media, a lot of media, negative media, portray a certain thing that these kids are enjoying because of what they're going through on their home front.
Mhm.
So we got to
Exactly.
look at the big picture of how they got there in the first place. It's the core of the matter is what we need to nip in the bud. So that's what we got to stay focused on. We got to get more adults involved
Mhm.
and get them focused on the solution.
Mhm.
Stop pointing the finger of this kid. It says you created this kid, so now you want to throw the kid away, and that's the problem that's going on within our youth.
They
You
giving
know,
up on them.
They're giving
Just
up on
cast
them
them to the side.
and casting them to the side.
Mhm.
So I'm glad that y'all say. So here's what we're gonna get into. I wanted to get into the statistics of dealing with these juveniles, because I'm gonna tell you like this: with these juveniles, in 2012, we lost per year 67,400 juveniles.
Wow.
67,400
That's crazy.
juveniles due to bullying, AIDS, violence. We lost all these kids, y'all. And that's the problem that we have. And you got to think about that. Like, I'm going to give you a prime example. I'm going to share this with you. It was I'm not going to put that school out here, but
Okay.
in California, they did a blood drive
Okay.
for Red Cross. And a lot of kids participated within this blood drive. The crazy thing about it is, y'all, and I want the listeners to really stay focused and pay attention, 75% blood was kicked back because of the infection of the drug, of the AIDS virus.
Wow.
Whoa.
75%.
Like a Red Cross blood drive?
Yes, they you know how you give blood. Some
Okay.
you give blood, within the school system. They thought they was doing something, but what they didn't know that the irresponsible of sex, drugs, and everything that was going in the school. 75% of the blood was kicked back to the school they couldn't use because of the HIV. So we got to be mindful. That's another issue that we having with our juveniles. They are learning sex through TV, through movies, through, the negativity of our adults that's showing them, or they're being abused by, think about it, the churches, the home of the parent, the schools.
Yeah.
Instead of educating them, we're taking advantage of their minds and utilizing it to their own best ability in a negative perspective. And we gotta do something about that. That's why I say it's a state of emergency. It's a state of emergency.
It
So,
definitely is.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So as far as, and as well as bullying, let me ask you, because anybody ever been bullied?
Oh yeah.
You been bullied before?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I used to fight every day, bro.
Oh, and what happened?
I got beat up a lot
Oh,
until
wow.
I learned how to fight. Until I learned how to fight, but
MJ?
yeah, man. It was rough.
MJ?
The closest I've ever come to getting bullied was being called a bookworm.
Wow.
Because I stayed in the library.
Okay.
I mean, the only fight I've ever gotten to was when a little boy tried to touch my butt. And
Oh, no.
I next
That was
time
the
I
game. That's the
we-
game that we use.
we were-
To touch your butt and run.
I beat his butt so bad he was underneath the car.
Okay.
So,
Don't touch MJ's butt. You will be held
that's right.
accountable.
Like Cookie said, no cookies. Don't touch
No cookies.
Don't touch
But that's the problem that we have, y'all. We can trip about it, but the juveniles are going through it, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you get bullied so much, it puts you in a negative state of mind. And it's get to a point where now I'm a victim. I'm gonna make you a victim. And when they lunge back to a point where they use violent force because now they want someone to fear them.
Yeah.
And they get to a point where they're causing death or suicide with themselves because they feel they got no way out.
Mm-hmm.
They have no adult to go back and help, resolve that situation, because we ignore those things. We think it's small, but to them it's huge, because who want to go to school where you want to learn, or you out and about somewhere and you're getting bullied by, someone that's older or bigger or whatever the case may be. So for the youth, at the end of the show, we're going to give you some 1-800 numbers that you can reach out, and that will help you as far as if you can't talk to your parents, if you can't tell you, if you don't have any social worker or anybody that you can talk to, this 1-800 number will help you and assist you along the way. But we got to stay focused, y'all. We are in a state of emergency.
Is there something like we can do, like when we have rehearsals? I hear certain stories from some of the teenagers, and I need help.
Right.
I can't do it all by myself.
Okay.
And would anyone that be willing to come in and speak to them, like
you can call me.
Do like a workshop.
Right, you can call me. You have other peoples. We have a lot of peoples in place in the community.
Because I meet a lot of young people that come and audition to be in the showcases or to model, and once I get to know them and I hear their stories, I'm like overwhelmed. So I just pray for them a lot of times, but I'm also seeking. We need help. You are right. We are in a state of emergency.
Yeah, we are in a state of emergency. And that's what Mentor is all about. We had the mayor. You have a few people that I've seen advertised trying to get more into the mentoring state, where they have mature. I'm going to say this to you: mature, responsible, role model adults that can step in and try to assist, to educate, and try to focus on getting these kids out the park, mentally, physically, and dealing with the education part about it. So we got to look at the big picture. It's not that many mentor programs out.
No, it's not.
It starts at home.
Yeah, a lot of people talk. You hear
Yeah.
them talk it, but they don't actually they don't get in the trenches.
No, they don't get in the
They
trenches.
don't get in there with these young men and young women who. My son said something that was so powerful. I asked him, I said, what's going on with, what do you see with the youth, with the young teenagers? And he said, it's the media. They copycat what they see, but the ones that's putting it out there don't even do what they're putting out there.
Right.
And I was like, and this is coming from a 15-year-old.
Right.
First year in high school. And
Right.
he say how do you say? He say they take it, they go over. It's like they overdo it.
Okay.
I guess it's the new slang. It's like they take it too far.
Right. But you got to look at the big picture, because the media is about money.
Oh yeah.
And is run by money to make more money. So if they're going to make sacrifice, and that sacrifice, if it's going to cause a kid to be disruptive and do what he do, that's not their concern.
Well, can I keep it all the way real?
That's how they feel.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, this is real talk radio, man. This is the man cave. You say what's on your mind.
Well, that's by design. You got very powerful people. It's a war on us right now. And when I say us, I'm specifically talking about African Americans. There is a war right now for our souls. They can't get you, through over sexualizing your daughters, to having them, putting shows on TV, the scandals. And I like that show, but it's no mistake, that the only time you see her being romanced is by, a white guy. And then when the black guy comes into the picture, he's a deviant.
He's a deviant, right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's a war on that front.
I like that. Okay, okay.
They're killing our children. But you can't spank yours. You can't discipline them.
Right.
But the police can sure as hell shoot them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot them dead. So all that is by design, man. On down to the food that we eat. I just read an article the other day that said that they're taking seafood and beef off of the welfare menu, because they only want you to eat swine.
Right.
Why? Why
right.
they want you to eat swine? Because it gives you cancer.
Gives you cancer. Right.
So
That's
now
what
you're running up medical bills. But and then let's not even talk about the school to prison pipeline, the prison industrial complex. Man, that is a concerted effort.
I call the school the babysitter. The babysitter is. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like the recidivism rate is ridiculous.
Right.
But that's by design. You go to jail, you catch a felony for some garbage, you come out, you can't get a job.
Okay.
It's
design.
It's design, man.
It's design. See, and then since we know this, right, and this is the problem that we having, Since the, and let me explain something to you. A majority of adults do understand that. The question is, what are you going to do?
Are you going to get in the trenches?
Are you going to get in the
Come
trenches?
on now.
You ain't got the answer, Sway. You ain't got the
Hey, Sway, you. Yeah, you right about that, you know. But you got to get in the trenches, man,
You're
because
gonna make the time. I don't know. I see a lot of people talk, but when it's time for them to step up, you will find very few people willing to go all the way.
What is stepping up like? Like what is stepping up though? Like
pertaining to?
Yeah, like as far as like.
Give them a good example of one.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. Here's what you're gonna have to do. First of all, you see a lot of problems that's going on, right? So what you do is you link in with the peoples that already is already in the trenches. You know what I mean? That's far and foremost. Sometimes it's who you know that's already in the trenches. Then you got to learn from them because you don't know yet. You can't go here first. You got to get an understanding first. You got to get some knowledge of it first so you can have something to give. If you don't have anything to give and you just go straight into the trenches and you think and you're gonna do some things your way and it's gonna mess up the whole dynamics of dealing with the kids. So you're gonna have to understand it first. You got to learn it, and then as you learn it and you get that education of it, then you're powerful to do what you need to do because that knowledge is power.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking all these people, these Oprahs and these Michael Jordans and you know all these people who got all this power. You know, stop building. You know, Africa is a downtrodden, but we got places just like that here.
Oh yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? How about we focus on some economic redistribution?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that is the main reason why we are powerless is because we don't control no manufacturing, we don't control anything.
Right.
Like we really don't. You know, and just every community in this country, from the Asians to the Jews to white folks, they all have their own community.
Caucasian persuasion.
Yeah, but
They said white folks.
but hear me out though. Like they all have their own infrastructure within their community. They buy from themselves.
Absolutely.
You know, they manufacture. You know, they manufacture their own things. They sell to their own people. You got Jewtown here in Baltimore.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You got
their
Little
own
Italy.
They
got their own school system.
Yeah,
they
they
got
go
Little
to the
Italy.
Hebrew
You know, we don't have. What do we got? We got the
Academy.
hood. We got the ghetto.
Well, you're missing you're missing the point though. I'm gonna tell you what's the problem. Traditionally, in our upbringing, the history, there was every man for themselves. It was every man for themselves, and I'm gonna tell you why, because we got flooded by the big influence of drugs, money, and every distraction that we was not realizing back then. We thought we was getting over to get paid or whatever the case may have, and we got to a point we starting to do whatever it takes to get that. If it's to destroy my own brother, man.
I take it even further back.
Let's
talk about how welfare came about. Lyndon B. Johnson.
Okay.
You know, came now women.
I got an educated brother in here.
That's right.
Go ahead now, young man.
They came now women and said, look, we'll house you. We'll feed your children. One prerequisite. You can't have a man in the home. You know, what is it's a system, man. It's by design, and people got to realize that.
Okay.
Like, you know, I understand the mentality of picking yourself up.
It was a slow breakdown.
It was a slow breakdown.
Yes,
So now, once your man is removed from the home, now what we gonna do? You know, we're not gonna give him no jobs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna force him into a criminal lifestyle,
Exactly.
and then once we got him because once he get out, he ain't got no choice but to go back in.
Right.
So now he's a slave.
Right.
He's a new slave. Prison system in America, dog, it's crazy. There are more people in prison in America than any other country on earth.
Right. So we say all this to say, and we got to think about it, listeners, so y'all won't think that we're getting sidetracked. Everything that you're hearing is why that we don't have positive, strong young men, because look at the distractions that we're going on as adults. And what the system is trying to do right now, and it's trying to separate and detach more growth when it comes down to the next generation. They feeding the generation that's coming up with a lot of negativity, and they're trying to stop them from growing to be adults. And that's just how the system works. But the only thing that we got to do is we got to come out of our old mentality and start linking together as mature, responsible adults and make some changes, because they the next generation up. They the next young men and women. So,
that is so true.
you know, and that is designed. The adversary is trying to stop that from happening. He don't want us to reproduce. He don't want us to, to have positive adults, productive adults. He don't want that. He don't want you to know what love is. He don't want you to know what the value of responsibility is.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to keep away from the youth. So what we all have to do as adults, we have to take our place and do what we need to do so that we can provide them with the knowledge. Because it's not about us anymore, because we done lived our young life. So by us being, some of us as parents and respectable young man that you are, we need to start taking responsibility within these youth and do what we need to do on our end.
Now, you said something very important, love.
Yes.
That's the main ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
That love is a very powerful word, but when you use it,
Okay.
when you start showing love and giving love,
Okay.
what do they do back? They give it to you back.
Right.
They start understanding it.
But let's get a big picture though about love, because we got to teach them the right way of love. Love is, and this is for the adults. Now listen, now adults, love doesn't mean to sexually abuse them and be desirable intimately. That's not love dealing with these youth. All right. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I told you this is the Mancave, so we ain't gonna sugarcoat anything. And
Patience.
you gotta have patience, because you have, like I said before, you have
Kindness.
the preachers that's doing it, you have
Yeah.
the teachers that's doing it. The kids got it's a lose-lose situation.
They're taking advantage of
You're
it.
taking advantage of them. You show them the wrong things, and then you want this kid to still be productive. It's getting sick, and you got the parents that's doing it. That's not the love that we're talking about.
No,
Okay,
no.
so let's not, say, well, on Radio on
They
Fire
said-
in the man,
they
because they said to
no
love
love.
somebody,
No,
so
no,
I'm
no.
gonna give them the
Not
love.
lust. Not lust.
It's a big difference.
Not lust.
You know what I mean? So we need to stay focused on that and understand that. So we're gonna get back. We're gonna go into a commercial. We're gonna do a commercial break, y'all. We're gonna come back. Hopefully, we're gonna get more into the statistics of dealing with the youth. So we're gonna be back 2 and 2. Yeah.